Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Quote of the day. Winning does not always mean being first. Winning means you are doing better than you are done before. I am Dr. Hussain Mahmood. Today I am presenting National Environmental Policy of Pakistan and Clean Green Pakistan under current supervision of Professor Dr. Saira Afzal. Learning outlines. Environmental policy definition, policy instrument, environmental externality, environmental policies in Pakistan, global law of environment and Pakistan, clean green Pakistan. Learning outcomes. By the end of this presentation, participants will be able to describe the environmental policy definition, policy instruments, environmental externality, environmental policies in Pakistan, global law of environment and Pakistan, clean green Pakistan. Environmental policy. Environmental policy refers to the commitment of an organization to the laws, regulations, and other policy mechanisms concerning environmental issues, air and water pollution, solid waste management, biodiversity, ecosystem management, maintenance of biodiversity, the protection of natural resources, wildlife, and endangered species. Policy instruments. Policymakers can call upon on an array mechanism in support of environmental policy. The main categories of policy instruments are regulation, market-based instruments, voluntary approaches, and education and information. The approaches are not mutually exclusive or rely to some extent on education and information provision by the central replacement of the category. Policy instrument. The changing nature of environmental governance, generally the balance in the use of this instrument in changing from what was once as predominant reliance on regulatory method to a such greater resort to market-based and voluntary approaches. Accordingly, greater responsibility is being transferred to the individual either directly through the market as an instrument of the policy or through policy prescriptions that individualize the responsibility of the environment. The market-like mechanism aims to internalize negative environmental externalities. Economic instruments provide financial incentives, disincentives that in many cases are likely to endanger better response to environmental issues. Environmental problems are negative externality. An externality is a spillover effect associated with production or consumption that extend to a third party outside the market. The negative externality is an external effect that generates cost to a third party, and the positive externality is an external effect that generates benefit to a third party. The example are dumping toxic waste in ocean, emitting gases into local airspaces, EPA toxic release inventory, externalities caused by doing something we want to do, produce, or consume. Externalities and the environment. Negative externality exists whenever a producer or consumer does not have to pay for a cost he generates. Examples: air pollution, water pollution, or noise pollution. Positive externality exists whenever a producer or consumer does not receive a payment for a benefit he generates. Example: immunization or improving your home. Example of negative production externalities includes air pollution. A factory burns fossil fuel to produce goods. The people living in the nearby area and the workers of the factory suffer from the deteriorating air quality. Water pollution. A tanker spills oil, destroying the wildlife in the sea and affecting the people living in coastal areas. Noise pollution. People living near a large airport suffer from high noise level. Some example of negative consumption externalities are passive smoking. Smoking result in negative effect not only on the health of smoker but on the health of other people. Traffic congestion, the more people that use cars, roads, heavier traffic congestion becomes. Positive production externalities include infrastructure development. Building a subway station in remote neighborhood may benefit real estate agents who transact properties in the area. Real estate prices would likely increase due to better accessibility, and the agent would be able to earn higher commission. R&D activities, a company that discover a new technology as a result of research and development activities create benefit that help society as a whole. Example of positive consumption externalities are individual education. The increased level of an individual education can also raise economic productivity and reduce unemployment level. Vaccination benefit not only the person vaccinated but other people in the community because the probability of being infected disease. Environmental disease. NCD include many environmental diseases covering a broad category of avoidable and unavoidable human health condition caused by external factors such as sunlight, nutrition, pollution, and lifestyle choices. The disease of affluences are non-infectious disease with environmental causes. Examples include many types of cardiovascular diseases, chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases caused by smoking and tobacco, diabetes mellitus type 2, lower back pain caused by too little exercise, malnutrition caused by too little food, or eating the wrong kinds of foods. Skin cancer caused by radiation from the sun and obesity. What about Pakistan? Introduction. Pakistan is currently going through a period of massive population growth, and this development is driving most of the country environmental issues. Nearly 180 million people now live in Pakistan, which makes the 16th most popular country in the world. Pakistan also has one of the highest population growth rates, and based on the estimates, the population will double in 25 years. The issue environmental issues of Pakistan: acid rain. Acid rain includes air pollution and global warming. Hazardous waste include ozone depletion and smoke, water pollution, rain, and forest destruction. The gravity of environmental challenges in the past has arrived in the areas consisting of Pakistan today, and so have the policy responses. The policy response to environmental problem in the post-independence period can be divided in three phases. The first phase is of these from 1947 to 1957 was a period of environmental neglect. The second, that lasted from 1958 to the holding of United Nations Conference on Human Environment in 1972 in Stockholm. United Nations 1972 was a period of ad hocism when environmental problems were tackled in the piecemeal fashion. The third period from 1972 onward marked the beginning of new era during which institution, policies, and legislation were evolved. The final period 2000 to 2005 and the date from the period when the environment institution matured, a number of policies were developed and environmental monitoring system has been established for enforcement. Policies and plan. The National Environmental Action Plan was adopted in 2001 with the stated program objective to all alleviating poverty through environmental projects. Starting at the federal level, a gradual integration of program at the provincial and local level was envisioned. National Environmental Action Plan primarily contributed to some capacity building at the federal and provincial level. The year 2005 saw the adoption of National Environmental Policy, which provide broad guidelines to the federal, provincial, and local government in addressing environmental concern and cross-sectoral issues such as poverty, health, trade, and local governance. In order to achieve its objective, the NEP directed the Ministry of Environment and provincial and local government to develop implementation plans, policies and plans. A number of other policies plan programs related to the environment were also formulated, including Biodiversity Action Plan of Pakistan 2000, approved National Action Program to combat desertification in Pakistan 2002, Poverty Reduction Strategy Paper 2003, National Energy Consumption Policy 2006, National Sanitation Policy 2006, Pakistan Water Program 2007, Energy Security Action Plan 2005, National Drinking Water Policy 2009, National Water Policy which are drafted, National Regland Policy drafted, National Waterland Policy, National Forest Policy, and National Climate Change Policy are approved. Environmental strategy in Pakistan. These are three components of environmental strategy in Pakistan: National Conservative Strategy, National Environmental Action Plan, National Environmental Policy. National Conservative Strategy, it has three objectives: conservation of natural resources, sustainable development, improved efficiency in the use and management of resources. Core area under NCS, maintaining soil in croplands, increasing irrigation efficiency, protected watershed, supporting forestry and plantations, restoring rangelands, and improving livestock, protecting water bodies and sustaining fisheries, conserving biodiversity, increasing energy efficiency, developing and deploying renewable, preventing and abating population, managing urban waste, supporting institution for common resources, integration population and environment program, and preserving the cultural heritage. National environmental policy narrow the government policy focus on the environment to four core programs: clean air, clean water, solid waste management, and ecosystem management. National environmental policy goal, the goal to protect, conserve, and restore Pakistan environment in order to improve quality of life of citizens through sustainable development. Objective of national environmental policy: conservation and efficient management of environmental resources, integration of environmental consideration in policy making and planning process, creation of demand for environmental through mass awareness. Sectoral issue of national environmental policy. Environmental policy addressing the sectoral issues such as water management and conservation, energy efficiency and renewable resources, agriculture and livestock, forestry and plantation, biodiversity and protected areas, climate change, air quality and noise pollution, and waste management. Cross-sectional issues of national environmental plans. The policy also addressed other cross-sectional issues such as population and environment, gender and environment, health and environment, trade and environment, poverty and environment and local government. Protecting institutions for environment. The protecting institution for environment mainly divide into two categories: the governmental institution, the non-governmental institution. Presently, Pakistan has both type of institutions: Global Law of Environment and Pakistan. Pakistan is member of some well-known international organizations responsible for environment protection like United Nation Environmental Program, South Asia Cooperation Environmental Program. Pakistan is also a signatory to a number of multilateral environmental agreements and has acceded to other non-legally binding instruments such as the Earth Summit held in Brazil in 1992. Global Law of Environment and Pakistan. Pakistan has been a part of United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna, United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, United Nations Framework Convention to Climate Change, Kyoto Protocol Convention to Migratory Species, Basel Convention on the Control of Trans-Boundary Movement of Hazardous Waste and Other Disposal, Rotterdam Convention on the Prior-Informed Consent for Certain Hazardous Chemical and Pesticide in International Trade, the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollution, and Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer. Save the environment in Pakistan. In Pakistan, we also need to strengthen the motor vehicles testing program, in which private sector should be invited to set up testing station, and it should be made mandatory to cars to get fitness certificate every year, without which they should not be allowed to come on road. There must be software program developed for registration industrial data on environment. This program should be linked to every industry with the internet, and it may be given access to centralized database in Islamabad. Action required: formulated the implemented environmental friendly school policy for public and private sector to ensure the provision of best physical school environment along with provision of safe drinking water, sanitation, lighting, playground, air and noise population free environment facilities, proper heating, air conditioning and ventilation system. Incorporate the subject of environmental sciences in all classes from primary to higher education. Induction of environmental teacher at school and college level. All public sector universities should launch PhD and MPhil program in the subject of environment to promote research in the field of environment. Introduction of short course diploma in public and private sectors university in the field of environment to enhance prevention capabilities. Establishment of environment lab is in all educational institutions. The new educational institution school should be established off roadside at least 150 meters from roadsides to save the student from the traffic noise, vehicular emissions, and avoid the disturbance during educational activities. This environment movement is your movement, and we can fight environmental degradation through a movement because of the young people of Pakistan. If we want to make a better Pakistan for upcoming generation, youngsters, both male and female, should take part actively and learn about the environmental issues and try to tackle the problems. One of the best solutions to the environment is to change our bad habits of wastage of water, electricity, and disposal of garbage, etc. Now move on Clean Green. The other topic, Clean Green Pakistan join PM Clean Green Pakistan campaign. Clean Green Pakistan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Imran Khan, launched the Clean Green Pakistan movement on 13 October 2018. This national campaign underpins behavioral changes and institution strengthening while engaging the need to address the 5 components: plantation, solid waste management, liquid waste management, hygiene, total sanitation, and safe drinking water. It has a focus on empowering the citizen to seek access to basic services, but also making themselves equally accountable and responsible for clean Pakistan. These are the indicators for clean green Pakistan: water, sanitation, hygiene, solid and plantation. These are the objectives of Clean Green Pakistan. The voice and accountability ensure the voices and participation of the people as an integral part of Clean Green Pakistan. Participatory monitoring and participating monitoring of and evaluation, empowering the local council monitoring and reviews their cities on the set performance indicators, knowledge and practice, strengthen the knowledge and practice among the country communities about cleanliness and climate changes, health competition, create a competitive environment among the neighborhood and cities for sustainable Clean Green Pakistan. The main objective is Clean Green Pakistan Index. The Clean Green Pakistan Index is a city, tehsil and neighborhood level index with which aims to rank cities, tehsil and neighborhood according to their cleanliness and greenery. It is the core pillar of Clean Green Pakistan movement, officially launched by the Prime Minister of Pakistan on 25 November 2019. The performance indicators are safe drinking water, hygiene, sanitation, solid waste management, and tree plantation. The Clean Green Champion Program, a major program under the Clean Green Pakistan movement launched by Prime Minister Imran Khan on 15 November 2019 to ensure the support and backing of the citizen through the civic bodies of their national effort. The Clean Green Pakistan is designed seek to participation of the citizen voluntarily for keeping the cities clean, improving civic amenities, and creating them a spirit and sense owing their habitual and cities. The Clean Champion role description, role of volunteers and any citizen of Pakistan aspiring to be Clean Green Champion will volunteer the contribute activities under the following key 5 pillar to Clean Green Pakistan movement. This is another initiative engaging educational institute in Clean Green Pakistan. Further, Ministry of Climate Change too has established guidelines for effective engagement of educational institutions, all participating cities in the Clean Green Pakistan movement. Guidelines for university constitute a steering committee for Clean Green Pakistan in each university. Guidelines for college constitutes a screening program for Clean Green Pakistan in each college. Also includes guidelines for school constitute clean green clubs in each school. During coronavirus pandemic, the Clean Green Pakistan aims to enhance the role of volunteers registered as a Clean Green Champion in COVID-19 prevention in Pakistan. The interested volunteers should be equipped with the required knowledge, skills, and resources and meaningfully contribute to COVID-19. Major components of the coronavirus disease during pandemic. Major components awareness is water, hygiene, sanitation, and solid waste. Also, behavioral component to promote behavioral changes, care for children, support others, social distancing, and reduce stigma. This is another agency named Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency, is an executive agency of government of Pakistan managed by the Ministry of Climate Change. The agency is charged with protecting human health and the environmental by writing and enforcing regulation based on the law passed by Parliament. Now move toward the recent updates. This is article, The Impact of National Environmental Policy on Pakistan Green Economic Development, Evidence from Regression Discontinuity Design, published in 17 January 2024. Pakistan is currently facing a number of environmental changes, including an increasing ecological footprint, loss of biodiversity, and over exploitation of natural resources. In response to these issues, the government introduced the National Environmental Policy in 2005. Pakistan footprint decreased markedly following national environmental policy implementation, setting out cutoffs at 2010, 2015, and 2018 uncovered negative environmental plagiarism, confirming NEP's efficiency finding can shape optimal policy mechanism. This is another article uh, published in 2023 evaluating the effectiveness of agriculture and forestry policies in achieving environmental goals through environmental policy documents. To achieve the set climate target by 2030 to become the climate neutral by 2050, each member state must develop a national energy and climate plan that contain practical and effective measures to achieve the target set. The effectiveness of the agriculture and forestry measure defined in the Latvian uh, national environmental plan was assessed through the definition of appropriate indicators and expert survey and the composite sustainability index. The linkage between the measures of action lines in the Latvian related to the agriculture and forestry and European Green Deal measures and objectives of the European Union bioeconomy strategy was assessed. The results show that the effectiveness of the agriculture and forestry measures is most influenced by the factors such as quality, financing, and specificity. Now, multiple choice question. The first, an XYZ country has had problem with air and water pollution, solid waste management for the last 10 years. There are no rules and regulations regarding this issue. The policymakers should develop which policy particularly focus on the issues. A, economic policy. B, environmental policy. C, maternal and child health policies. D, nutrition policy. E, occupational health and safety policy.
B. B.
Yes, B is environmental policy. An ABC country has an environmental policy framework and is basically a task of appointing official in public. Despite the policy, there is a lot of noise pollution, ecosystem management in issues, and maintenance of the biodiversity. A sector issue to overcome this issue, the state should be involve the government at the local level, involve the government at global level, involve the civil society, involve the government at subnational level, involve the three government, market, and civil society. It's E, involve the three government, market, and civil society.
E.
Environmental policy issues are emerging as among the most important challenges of the 21st century. The environmental impact of in sources are particular concern in the environmental policy issue. Air and water pollution, anxiety disorder, immigration and immigration, high birth rate, and malnutrition.
A.
A, air and water pollution. An ABC city has a coal-fired power station that release harmful gases to the atmosphere, including carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. It causes damage to crops, buildings, and human health. What types of environmental policy mechanisms should be best of to internalize negative environmental externalities? A command and control tools. Yes, it's C. Market-based mechanism tool. An ABC industry reveals toxic industry waste into public waterways. It pollutes and market. It's harmful to human, animals, and plants that develop in the government of the country has enacted legislation imposing the cost of penalties to the producers. The type of externality in this scenario will be A is negative externality, positive consumption externality, positive externality, positive reduction. Yes, A is negative externality. An ABC community has a high child mortality rate due to diarrhea. To overcome this issue, the public health team started to rotavirus vaccination campaign that benefit the person vaccinated and people in the community because of the probability of being infected disease. Their type of externality, the scenario will be B is positive consumption externality. An ABC country has higher burden of environmental non-communicable diseases than infectious disease has also increased for the last decades. Environmental disease covers a broad category of avoidable and unavoidable human health condition caused by external factors such as air pollution. Is a chronic obstruction. Answer is a chronic obstruction pulmonary disease. An XYZ country has a high burden of environmental issues such as respiratory tract and gastrointestinal disease. The current national environmental policy of XYZ country should narrow the environmental